Hi, friend. So, founder and presiding bishop of the Living Faith Church, an organization with one of the largest networks of about 11,000 branches in 65 countries, has acquired a brand new helicopter. Apart from the fleets of private aircraft, private jets that this pastor has, it's called Pastor David Oyedepo. This pastor has been known to be controversial when it comes to money and living large. This is in a country where we have a lot of poor people and we have a lot of guys looking up to these shining pastors and politicians. In fact, one would think that Nigeria itself is the reason why certain Nigerians are involved in some kind of activism. Now, I'm not trying to tell you that people have to be poor to stop other people from trying to be criminals, but then when you see a pastor promise you certain miracles if you drop some money so that they can help you talk to God, or if you drop the money, is a seed for God to listen to you, and if you don't have anything to give to God, God will not listen to you. And there have been a lot of arguments, doctrinal argument over what about the contrite heart that God listens to as according to the scriptures. Then they point certain parts of the Old Testament where certain seeds were given to, and it's the same church and some other churches that we've had issues when it comes to tithes, as long as it has to do with money. These pastors, they don't like to draw back. They're always ready with their fist folded for a fight. In fact, during the time of the tithe saga in Nigeria, we saw a lot of these pastors. It's like they had a meeting, and every Sunday for about 6 months, 4 months thereabout, they were hammering tithe up to the point whereby RCCG pastor, he said, if you don't pay tithe, you will go to hell. If you don't pay tithe, your life will be tight. It's a tough one. Anyway, this man called Benny Hinn is one of these televangelists in America, very rich. In fact, probably, I think even richer than Oyedepo. Recently, he thinks time has come. He's getting, age has come up on him, and he decided to come out to kind of repent a little bit. He has been saying this for a while, but he decided to say this more. He said these tricks and all of these gimmicks that they put in whenever they want to collect money from people, that God is not happy with this, that the Holy Spirit is grieved. But he's been doing this for a long time. Anyway, the founder of Living Faith Church, he has a place called Canaan Land, is not ready to listen to any Holy Spirit telling him that. In fact, he kept saying that the Holy Spirit said no. So one will be wondering which Holy Spirit is talking to Benny Hinn, which one is talking to Bishop Oyedepo, which one speaks to RCCG, which one speaks to all of this. It's like everyone has the Holy Spirit or certain kind of spirit that speaks to them. I wouldn't know, or they just wish not to respect or obey what the Holy Spirit tells them, or maybe, like I said, the Holy Spirit or the kind of spirit they listen to tells them something different. So like I said this show of affluence is being portrayed, is being showcased in a country where we have a lot of people that have been desensitized, disenfranchised, a lot of poverty. There is no longer middle class in Nigeria. It is either you are rich or you're poor, you're struggling. And you see most of those pastors, they show all of this, and they tend to tell you that it is God and it is like this, and people sow seed, they do a lot of things, and yet they don't get nothing in return. Anyway, this is in continuation of his quest to his movement while reaching large numbers of people in his evangelical work. This acquisition is especially unique as it is the first time he will buy an aircraft with his personal resources, as he said. The past aircraft had been from the pockets of the church. They've been the ones servicing it, and I heard that he normally parked this aircraft for free during the time of Goodluck Jonathan, and wasn't paying anything to Nigeria for parking the aircraft. So Nigeria was not getting anything from him. They were actually getting more money from Nigerians, people that come to their churches, and maybe sometimes they do some charity works. I wouldn't know much about that, but of course churches do that anyway. So this pastor claimed from the report that he bought this from his own personal resources. He said he sells book, he has a school and all of that, but then I don't know how he was able to get the school built and all of that. This is a pastor that I've heard most of the time that speaks without care about how much he's rich and how much other people are worth and stuff like that. So that is what it is. The previous aircraft, including the only one presently in the church inventory, a Challenger 605 with registration 633WM World Mission, which was acquired at a cost of $25 million, were all acquired by the church through Dominion Aviation Center. Speaking at a gathering of pastors recently, Pastor Bishop Oyedepo announced that the aircraft, which had arrived in Nigeria, could fly from Lagos to Maiduguri or from Lagos to Abuja and back to Lagos without a need to refuel. Investigation also revealed that the aircraft is still in Lagos Seaport undergoing clearance, after which it will be brought to the church hangar for assemblage. Church gist gathered that the helicopter would be of Italian origin and produced by Leonardo Helicopters, formerly Augusta Westland. In particular, it could be either the Trekker or Grand New series, as these have the capacity for covering long range distance without need for refueling. So this is what it is. That is why a lot of people want to be pastors every time, they see these pastors enjoying. Now, I'll quickly just read one or two comments. Here someone say, I can imagine how many poor church members' life this money can change. Had it been he decided to invest this huge amount of money in their life, I can imagine how many more souls he can win for God. Had it been he did that, I can imagine how happy and the tears of joy that will flow in that church had it been he touched those poor members' life with this amount of money. Vanity upon vanity. Another one says it is well low. Can't imagine that in these trying times of the nation someone would do this. Another person say Mugu fall, guy man chop. Now it is true somehow, because apart from him saying you want to reach more people, in those days the Roman Catholic Church, now you cannot convert a Roman Catholic Pope or Bishop to be a Pentecostal. It's not possible. They have different doctrines. But in those days the Roman Catholics were able to give free schools, at least almost free schools. Probably just have to pay some few money for a year, and you have to provide some few things like uniform, but the teachers, they will teach your children for free and give them adequate education. But these people, no, their universities expensive. Primary schools, they will never have for free to take care of the people. If people feel that the government has left them and they decide to come to church and say I receive, it is, let me give you an example. When you are in a country, your country has resources, that is natural resources, and your country also has human resources, and these human resources, we can divide them in different sections. But let me pick the tax aspect of it. You work, you pay tax. The resources from the country, the government uses that to run things in the country too. It's the same thing with the church. They promise you a lot of things. You pay your donations, you give them your seeds, you pay tax by paying your tithe every month, and the pastor uses this to run the church. And you're expected, as the Bible said, that there shouldn't be a poor person. They should take care of each other. There shouldn't be anyone that lacks. But that's not the case. There are a lot of people that lack. There should be school given to them, I'm telling you, for free. Maybe you pay just some few token every year, just like how the Roman Catholics were able to run it. But these people, they pride on how much rich they are, and it's a shame. We've been saying this for several times. There are wannabe pastors out there that say, hey, what do you mean? Don't speak. Who gave you the authorities? Because you are a scammer, you're a thief. God is not inside of you. If the Holy Spirit is inside of you, if charity is inside of you, you will look at it and say, wait, what if I can attend a free school? What if my children can attend a free school and pay just a stipend every year, just like how some Roman Catholic school did? And many of those people enjoyed this. Wouldn't it be better for you, rather than you opening your mouth and saying, what do you say? Who gave the authority? No, I think you think there's a special authority. You think there's a special space for a pastor in heaven and for the members. You think the sins of the pastor is forgiven, but the member sin will not be forgiven. No, at the end of the day, everyone will present himself unto God, and God is not an unjust person. That you are giving a skill, a talent, a gift does not make you special and different from the other person. You are just being appointed. Everyone has a gift and a talent and a skill. It's just that this is their own, and at this time, at this moment, their own looks to be more lucrative somehow, and many of them have taken advantage of this. I'm not saying a pastor should not acquire money. I'm not saying you should not acquire private jet, but make sure that you have empowered everybody in your ministry. Everyone has opportunity for at least free secondary school. Free secondary school. That is my take about it. So guys, what's your opinion? Drop it at the comment section, and please do make sure you tap on that subscription button and also the red notification icon bell so you'll be notified whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.